Thanks for watching, by the way. This is Dragoon Reviews, and since this is my first video review since my website crashed, I thought I might explain my grading system. First of all, Dragoon Reviews will only review games from the past 2 generations of Nintendo handheld and home console. So if you want to suggest a game to review, please only suggest games for Wii, GameCube, DS, and 3DS. Now to the review scoring system. I review using a 4-point review average using 0.5 intervals. This means I review a game based on 4 points. I score each point by 0.5 intervals, meaning 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, and so on until 5, which is a perfect score. Then I average the scores to one final verdict score, which I round to the nearest half. My 4 points I review by are story and basics, graphics and presentation, controls, and gameplay and features. Story and basics are basically how the game begins. Graphics and presentation are how well the game pushes its system's limits and how well everything on screen works together. Controls is where I say the basic controls of the game and see how well this works. They work and are spaced out. Finally, gameplay features is how the controls work with the game, how well the game flows, and what features make you want to play the game many times. So let's begin. Dragoon Reviews presents Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii. Story and basics. If you're a fan of Nintendo, you'll know how this game runs. 2 to 4 players choose characters from Nintendo's first-party games like Mario, Donkey Kong, Metroid, Pikmin, and Zelda, and battle it out. You can battle alone against computer brawlers or up to 4 friends. After a character is chosen, you set the rules. Will you have a KO fest to see who gets the most kills, a life match where if you die, you lose a life and whoever is last standing wins, or an amount of health and after you get hit too many times and are out of health, you're out? Then you choose a battlefield called a stage. This is an area from one of Nintendo's many series where the characters are placed and battled it out. Most stages are from games the brawlers are from, while some are just Nintendo franchises. After you choose a stage, it's on. Battle to the rules until only one or a team in team battle is left. This may not lead to a storyline because it's a fighter, but the system overall is flawless. Nintendo chose the perfect system and stuck to it through these 3 games in the series. I give story and basics 5 out of 5. Graphics and presentation. Even though it was released in the middle of the Wii's lifespan, this game was developed by the system's creators and therefore the graphics are put to the max. All the characters, stages, and items are, except for a select few, drawn in the beautiful art style from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Though still cartoony, it's much more realistic than most of Nintendo's games, like Kirby or Mario for that matter. These graphics are some of the best from the system. As for presentation, the characters, stages, backgrounds, and items blend together completely well thanks to the shared art style. The characters are not on a plain level with some cool stuff in the background. The cool stuff is with them, and in some cases the stages can be changed based on your actions. For example, in the Luigi's Mansion stage, the mansion will collapse into flat ground if you hit its bases too many times, but rebuild after a little while. This innovation is not seen in many fighters, or games even, in this generation of gaming. Graphics and presentation gets a 5 out of 5. Controls. Like a lot of fighting games, there are many ways to play this game. 4 control schemes are an option. You can play with a Wii Remote and Nunchuck, a classic controller, a GameCube controller, or even the Wii Remote held sideways. On the first 3 I mentioned, all the buttons have a single purpose, save a few special moves. Every button does one specific thing, so there's no confusion. However, on the lone Wii Remote, I found that you need to press buttons in different combinations to do the right moves. In my opinion, this is too confusing. Also, while the analog sticks of the first 3 are fluid even though they only can go in 8 directions on the screen, the Wii Remote felt rigid with its D-pad. But most people I know can play that way, so overall the controls need no work on them. 5 out of 5. Gameplay and features. Finally, we have gameplay and features. Before I get to the endless modes of Brawl, I must get to the gameplay. The gameplay is perfectly paced. It's not slow, so you're bored, but not too fast to be confused. Though it doesn't stop the fast but not too fast pace until the announcer yells time, it works great. The buttons are also very responsive. For a wireless controller and fast-paced gameplay, it sure does register perfectly. And now to the modes. There are a lot of modes in this game. If you're tired of normal brawls, just go into special brawls to change a rule or two, like size of the brawlers or handicap damage percentage at the beginning of a match. Also, you can do a tournament mode with friends or computers. With the computers is fun, but friends are better in this mode, like normal brawl mode. Just give everyone a character, and the computer randomly matches them up to your likings of 2, 3, or 4 player brawls. Winners advance, and the next players grab the controllers. But if you're on your own, there are still lots of modes for you. All-Star Mode, Target Practice, and Home Run Derby return from Melee, and play one-time brawls with set characters, and follow the rules to win. There's also a story mode with an actual story this time. Without too much detail, you have to defeat a villain with both good and bad Nintendo characters to stop him from destroying all worlds. Finally, my favorite mode, which is Stage Builder. Pick from 3 stage sizes and 3 themes, and then place blocks like ice blocks, flat platforms, spikes, and more on an empty plane. Then name it and give it some music from the game's many songs from the soundtrack, and go brawl on that stage. There's so many modes here that even after 2 years with the game, like me, you'll still play every week like me. Of course, 5 out of 5. The verdict. If you've been following me, I can tell you that this game is 99.9% perfect. The modes, characters, stages, and items make me want to play every day. My one complaint, though, is the lack of some character originality. This is most evident in the Star Fox characters. Fox, Wolf, and Falco all have the same melee attacks, special side or directional attacks, and even the same Final Smash, which I forgot to tell you about, by the way. The Final Smash, which is one of my favorite new additions to the game, is a floating ball that floats around the stage, and if you deal enough damage to it, you can do your Final Smash. This is a special move that most likely will kill someone in one hit, and it's special to the one character that you use. This is the same in all the Star Fox characters, and even Link and Toon Link from The Legend of Zelda. But another character I noticed was the same for another was Ganondorf and Captain Falcon. They both have the same melee attacks, and their side directional attack is the same. They shoot across the stage and grab their enemy while exploding them to deal damage. Also, their up special attack, which is used to run out of jumps. If you run out of jumps and you fall off the side of the stage, you can just jump back, but it also deals damage to your opponents. If they use their up special attack and hit an opponent, they grab them and do a backflip after hitting them with energy. Also, the most evident was the Falcon Punch, which Captain Falcon has been using for the whole series, and Ganondorf stole this time, using what I refer to as the Twilight Smash. They both go in a slow movement, but if you hit your enemy with it, if they're over at least 50%, they'll be knocked off the screen instantly. But this is a very minor feature, and I don't really care. I find that it's okay. But overall, this game is one of Nintendo's best games on this system. With 4 5s, this game averages to a perfect 5 out of 5. We give, at Dragoon Reviews, Super Smash Bros. Brawl the Dragoon Reviews seal of approval for getting a 5 out of 5. Now don't think we'll give these out often. Anyone who's played this game will know that this isn't a rare score for this game. Other people have given this also a perfect score. This may be the only 5 for a while, but please look at our next review coming soon. This is definitely not our only one, but if you have a suggestion, please comment below or email at us at dragoonreviews@yahoo.com, or if you have a question about our reviews. Next time, we'll be reviewing Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition for the Nintendo 3DS. This is Dragoon Reviews Nintendo. Hope to see you next time.